Yo, what's poppin' world? You are now tuned into the Risk Takers. I am Ace Torn, and today we got a risk taker that's joining us for a conversation. Matter of fact, man, he's the ultimate, original Polo Q.
My name Tracy Johnson, the originator of the Shout Out Hustlenomics, aka the Hustlepreneur, and I'm a serial entrepreneur in the e-commerce space. Appreciate you bros for having me in.
Yes, sir. So how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling good, dog. I've been putting that work in, you feel me?
I see you really getting in,
trying
bro.
to eat, man. Just trying to eat today.
How is your mental space for being a successful entrepreneur? Because you've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, man. So I have been doing entrepreneurship for a good little while, but when it comes to emotion, bro, the emotion is like an emotional roller coaster, bro. One day you up, one day you down.
Yeah.
One day you think you can make it, one day you think you just not gonna get through. But the goal is to not quit, not give up on what your dream is.
Yeah. What keeps you motivated? Like, what keeps you getting up every morning with that drive?
The one thing that keeps me up and keeps me driven is the fact that I have small wins. Small wins. These are small wins. Every time I get an order, that means I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is to be able to get more and more and more so as I grow and scale.
So talk about the scaling part. Like, far as if you don't know how to scale, it's somebody out there that's trying to scale, but shit, they lost.
Well, when I learned about scaling is the ability to take multiple products and add it to a website and grow each of those products. For example, my goal to scale my business is to take my top 10 products and make $1,000 a day per product, which means that'll bring me to $10,000 per day. So if I can make $10,000 per day with my top 10 products, that means I should be able to sell 100, which means you scale up that way.
Okay. So who was you around? Who started you with this mindset, bro, to do this? Have you ever seen this much money before you started doing the clothing brand?
I had not. I had a dream of doing clothes, but I worked. I'm a retired firefighter, so I know what it is to go to work.
Yeah.
But my entrepreneurship journey started when I was 9 years old. I thought I was gonna go to the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be rich.
Right.
But you know that didn't
From
pan.
NFL, we're gonna say it from that.
Yeah, from that. But I didn't but I watched my mom. My mom was an entrepreneur. My mom dropped out of school in 10th grade.
Gotcha.
So she went back to nursing school, got a CNA certificate, and she started a business. So I always wanted to start my own business.
Yeah.
But in e-commerce, I just started learning the internet and the volume of money that you can make in a short period of time over the internet.
Talk about the internet, how powerful that is. 'Cause a lot of people sleep on the internet. Business owners sleep on the internet, and they don't want to learn about the internet, how it works. Why is that, bro?
Man, listen, if you're a business owner and you do not take advantage of the internet, then you're not trying to grow a business. Because the internet allows you to be everywhere and nowhere at the exact same time.
Same time.
So, and you can't knock on 1,000,000 doors.
Yeah.
Personally, it'll take you a long time to do that.
Time.
So with the internet, you can knock on 1,000,000 doors without leaving your house. That's the advantage of the internet.
Yeah. How do you use it? Because I know you're good at ads.
Well, I use the internet. Well, it took me a minute to learn about ads. Because if you think about regular advertising and advertising in general, all you need is a billboard that says something is available. So basically, it's an exchange of something between the consumer and the business owner. So Facebook is the largest social media platform in the world, and it's just a big billboard. But where people run into the problem is that you don't tell Facebook what you want to show to what person. So you have to treat advertising or ads like a drive-through window. For example, a drive-through window, when you drive up to a drive-through window, the first thing you're gonna see is a menu.
Right.
With the
That's
prices,
the billboard.
the prices and the products that's on there. So that's the billboard. First off, the advertising comes from the logo that you see. If you saw McDonald's, if you was in Lithuania and you saw McDonald's. You don't know how to speak Lithuanian or any of that. You see the golden arches, so you know that's McDonald's. So you know you're going to McDonald's. So most business owners don't understand branding. That's the first things first. You have to identify yourself as a brand.
Yeah.
So people now know you universally. So once you create a brand, then you have a product, then people are gonna look for that brand and that product. So when you go through the drive-through window, you see a menu, products, and prices. So the customer is not confused about what they're gonna get
And what they want.
because they know what they want. They know what they can afford, and they know what items they can select from. So in short, you just go to the window, you look and see what you want, you pick the item, you go to the next window, you pay for that item, you go to the third window, and you get what you paid for. That's all advertising is.
How do you brand yourself? How do you become a big brand? Because when people see you, they know you Tracy, but they know you from that brand of the original Polo Q,
Agreed.
like automatically.
So when I built my brand simply came from Russell Brunson. If you guys don't know about Russell Brunson,
Yeah,
that's a
he's
guy I studied for years, and he said it takes a person 7 times to see your brand before they start to resonate with it. So the way you do your brand, and when people look at me, I never leave home without my brand on.
Yeah,
I
you said we were talking
wear
about this yesterday.
every day. There's
So you
never
gotta
a
live
time.
it.
There's never a time that you'll see me without something that I made on, whether it's a regular streetwear brand or the original Polo Q. I always wear. I don't even wear other people's brands no more, because I focus on mine. Because if I'm gonna pay them to wear their brand, somebody gonna pay me to wear mine.
Oh yeah, for sure. So how do you strengthen your brand? I know you say you wear it every day.
In order for you to build a brand, you have to create a movement. So as a member of Omega Psi Phi, that's how I created the original Polo Q. So the original Polo Q came to me because I understand the power of community, right? And I understand what bros like. So all of the members of Omega Psi Phi, I saw that they like to wear Ralph Lauren.
Right.
So the type of clothes and the stylish and the bespoke look and the preppy look, they like to wear that. People like to look nice.
Right.
So what I thought was they want to look like members of Omega Psi Phi without having to wear the letters of Omega Psi Phi across their chest. Because we have bros that's doctors, that's lawyers, corporate America. They can't walk around with those Greek letters on their chest in corporate America,
Yeah.
but they can wear the Polo Q in corporate America
it's
because it
professional.
looks like what they would wear as a Ralph Lauren outfit or a suit.
Yeah.
No, so that's the aim that I was aiming for with the original Polo Q. And that's how I look at all brands from now, because most brands, once you figure out how to build a brand, it's always rinse and repeatable for whatever you want to do it with.
Just like Nike, prime example.
Yeah,
Nike
or-
is a story. That's what I like about Nike. Like they take a brand, they made it. It's a story behind the brand.
It's
It
a
makes
movement.
people-
And every brand is gonna have an idea behind it. When I first started my brand, I learned that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just find something that's been doing good and you mimic that brand. If you're doing sportswear brand, think about the way Under Armour came up.
Yeah.
Under Armour is $1 billion brand and it's not 20 years old. They just followed the blueprint
Followed
from
the
Nike.
blueprint.
Lululemon. They follow
They going
sports.
crazy. Women talking about that shit in they songs.
$150 leggings
Crazy.
that they probably paid $3 for. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But they built a brand. So the key is to build a brand and center it around the customer. The customer is always going to be the person that buy the brand. So guess what? When I did the Polo Q, I only sell to Qs.
Qs, yeah.
Because I don't have any reason. I can't sell the Polo Q to a Kappa because it's not a Q.
In Q.
I'm
yeah.
only selling to Qs, but I can expand. It's $1 billion market because now I can go to any of the other Greek Divine Nine organizations and do the exact same thing.
So how do you stop comparing yourself to others and start celebrating your wins?
So when you compare yourself to others, that means you water down your own ideas.
Yeah.
You have to look at yourself and the things that you're doing. Even in your failures, you still have to continue to grow your idea and manifest the ideas that you have, because you can't go and say, man, they doing so much better than me. Because think about it. If Under Armour looked at Nike and said Nike or Puma, or look at Shaq and AI, they trying to bring back the Reebok.
Yeah.
If they looked at that and said we can't be Nike, then they would never try to go back with Reebok and build Reebok out, or Puma, or Under Armour for that example. Nobody would want to be themselves if they want to be like someone else.
So how do people actually get out that mindset, that mind frame, to just being happy with what they're doing and believing in what they're doing and start comparing themselves?
In order for you to believe in yourself, man, you just gotta have a plan, a good, solid plan. You know, I look at plans, and I don't have a planner, and most people in business should have a planner, but if you understand the route that you're trying to go, and I use this example all the time. If I had to walk from here to China, right? If I had, no matter how, only way I won't get to China if I stop.
Damn, yeah.
That's the only way I won't get there. It doesn't matter how long. But you'll get there. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to get there. I heard Don Tripp said sometimes it may take a lifetime for your reward to come out. Yeah. But if you stop, you will never get the reward that you was looking for.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Now you said something then.
Straight up.
What about self-doubt and confidence go hand in hand in a way?
Well, self-doubt.
What would you say? How would you determine them two?
Self-doubt, man. I deal with self-doubt on a daily basis because every time you fail, you like, man, it's creating doubt in your mind that you can win. But every time my phone go ching,
ching,
it turn me back around.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, I'm just not doing, I'm right here on the threshold. I'm right here every day. I'm right here. I just can't get over the hump. I might have a credit issue. I might have a financial issue. I might owe somebody some money. Like those things are self-doubt seeds when you're failing. Those failures create self-doubt to make you think that, man, I can't get this thing done or I can't get it accomplished. But every time you get a sale or every time you accomplish a task, that makes it all worth the losses that you've taken. Straight up.
Taking risks. It's the risk takers.
Man, listen.
What would you say about taking risks, bro? Man, you know, you got ambitious people out here. They got dreams, goals, and they want to take the risk, but they don't know where to start. And we talked about this yesterday. Like, they don't know where to start. And I was in this situation before, but what would you say about that?
You got talkers and you got doers. A lot of people tell you that idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I've run into people telling me, man, you should do this or you should do that. How you gonna tell me to do something you ain't even done it yourself?
Yeah.
I hopped off the porch, big dog. That's what I did. I took a chance. I took a risk. And I just remember the words, no risk, no reward. Because if you going, some people like to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable as a risk taker.
You do.
You know, in order for you to really win, you have to take a risk every day. But it makes it better when your risks are calculated.
You know the plan.
You
prepared to take that risk.
You can't build a house without blueprints.
Nah.
Because even if you got the blueprints, that means you know that you need a certain type of nail. You know you need hammers. You know you need saws.
You gotta have that equipment and the tools.
You gotta know that thing. So so if the blueprint is big, the small parts that you might miss, you still know where to go get them from, and you can always deviate from something. If it fails, you always have an alternate solution. And when you create a solution, every problem has a solution. So in order for you to understand what it is you're gonna take a risk on, you gotta know what problem you're gonna solve.
You gotta know what problem you're gonna solve.
Definitely.
That's the number one thing. But even for this episode, I said, who are we helping? That was my first question I asked myself.
Yeah, bro.
What would you say the biggest risk you have taken in your life up to this point?
Retiring from my job. And it really wasn't a risk because I started a business 5 years before I retired. You know what I mean?
Clothing brand.
So I started my clothing brand. You know, where I started a t-shirt shop. You know, I started doing t-shirts. So I already knew that when my time was up, I was gonna leave. So but the risk was in starting a business, not knowing what I was gonna do.
Right.
I didn't have a clue what I was gonna do, but I knew when I became a member of Omega Psi Phi, I said I want to sell clothes, right? I just didn't know how I was going to accomplish it.
I remember, man, from the beginning, bro. Hey, we was there from the beginning. I know me, Jabril, man, you were doing this shit in the shop, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you were getting to it.
But
like
here,
a lot of goddamn clothes you were packaging up, stamping.
Before
and all the way up to this point now, like, this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's real. it's a real motivational thing, bro. Like
I
it's real
appreciate that,
inspirational
dog.
and empowering. Because
Straight
you
up.
took something small and turned this shit into an empire.
And
So,
I started.
that's big, bro.
I started in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't in that shop.
Now I had 2 shops before that. I had a shop across the street and a shop that I got when you came.
gotcha.
So before that, bro,
Yeah.
I started in a 2-bedroom apartment next door to our frat house. I was
you
making
was
T-shirts
pressing
and,
them up.
and handing them over the gate to the bros.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, listen, man.
Damn.
I bought a vinyl cut. I said I want to do T-shirts. I didn't know nothing about screen print.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about vinyl. I didn't know my graphics. I didn't know anything about T-shirts. I spent $5,000 on a vinyl cutter, a heat press, and a box of vinyl, and some software.
Yeah.
I taught myself the software. I taught myself how to cut and weed the vinyl, and that's where I started.
How long did it take you to learn all that?
5 years. The 5
See,
years.
if you tell somebody that, they be like, oh hell no, I ain't even get started.
And I'm picking. I'm over
Yeah.
here. I'm over here picking stuff out like this.
If somebody
I'ma
would have
think,
told you 5 years, would you still would started?
probably not.
For real.
But 5 years before I left my job.
Yeah.
That's the
'Cause you
5
still had
years.
income coming in.
I had a job, right? So the 5 years it took me to learn was the 5 years I gave myself to prepare. To leave that job. I said, listen, I'm leaving. Hell or hot water, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Even I had a daughter in 15. So I had a brand new kid.
Oh yeah, so you
In
had
2015, I retired in
Risk.
2018
That's a big ass risk.
because
Especially with a
no
newborn.
insurance, none of that. I had to hop off the porch. I said, "This is gonna work,"
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
and it worked.
It's definitely
I
working.
really feel like if you go all in something and stay consistent and just focus on that, it has no choice but to blow up.
You're gonna win.
I feel like it has no choice but
You
to
gon-
grow, and you gonna win, like you said.
I'll tell you a funny story. One of my frat brothers, he told me, he said, "Man, I was listening to some brothers and they said Tracy quit his job to make T-shirts," and he was like, they was laughing at you. And then he said, I saw him some months ago when all these people wearing your stuff.
Yeah.
He said, they ain't
Ain't
laughing no more. They ain't laughing no more. But here's the
Nigga made him a believer.
on me. Because first of all, I didn't quit my job.
Yeah.
First, I retired. But I did do T-shirts.
Yeah.
And now my stuff is global, big dog.
Nah, for fact. You
On
got
me.
NFL player wearing
Well,
clothes,
listen,
bro, like,
everybody
they damn
rocking
so
it.
global.
But I have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
But I've earned that. I put in the work for that.
Right. Where you want to take it? What's your vision for it? Like,
My goal for my store, is to be able to have 3 e-commerce stores that generate $1 million a month in income. But my ultimate aggregate goal is to create 1,000 e-commerce millionaires with their own businesses.
Gotcha.
I teach people how to take advantage of the use of the internet and how they can use the internet to grow a multi-million-dollar business.
well said, my brother. Hey, I want to give
Appreciate
you your
you, man.
flowers like right now, bro. I want to
appreciate
say I
that, bro.
appreciate you from the beginning. Like I said, when we started in the shop, like just seeing that every year growing, you always giving game out. You said that we ain't gonna waste no time.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't just talking just to be talking. So
Right.
seeing that over time, definitely motivation, you know what I'm saying, empowering. So yeah, appreciate you again, bro. Glad to have
brother.
you on the show.
Appreciate you, fam.
And, you know, rocking out.
Appreciate y'all.
Like, comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next episode. It's the Risk Taker.
Risk takers, baby.
Don't forget, take a risk.
Or get left.
That way.